Ignorance has ruled the day for a long time. That's the reason why you have people looking at these hurricanes telling themselves that the government is doing it. It has nothing to do with the fact that we've had solar flare after solar flare, that we're still going into a solar maximum. We've gotten hit with so many solar flares and coronal mass injections that the Gulf of Mexico now is hotter than it's ever been in recorded history. We get hurricanes. They're not a new thing. We've had hurricanes before. But the hurricanes that are going into the Gulf are hitting all that hot water and intensifying. But the government is controlling the sun. Is that how it works? And all of this rain, all of the solar flares are heating everything up. The oceans are hotter now than they've ever been. Because the oceans are hotter, the ice caps are melting. So when we get these atmospheric rivers of rain that come down, there's a word for that. It's called condensation and evaporation and the condensation and evaporate. It's a cycle. We used to learn that in grade school. But dumbasses think their ignorance fucking rules. I live in small town Iowa. These dickheads have never even read a book, let alone my book. I'm trying to help children and expose shit. But they do what everyone has done in the past. They don't go after the perps. They blame the fucking victims. That's the reason why Epstein was able to do whatever he did for as long as he did. That's the reason why P. Diddy has been able to do whatever he does. Because the first thing people do is blame the victims. I have people out here who think I'm a dickhead, don't have a fucking clue what I've been trying to get investigated. The gas station in Earling, Iowa. Oh, well, one explosion that levels the place could be the same as two explosions that happened 9.5 minutes. I'm sure they had a reason why they came out and said the things that they did. Don't have a fucking clue in their heads. Their ignorance rules them. And to be quite honest, what I would like is for all of these dickheads to convince themselves that they don't breathe oxygen and then go get plastic bags and prove it to everybody. Because their fucking ignorance ends up hurting people. But you can't call them ignorant because they may not give a fuck about victims until they consider themselves one. And then there's nothing they care more about than their own victimization. But I'm sorry, pointing out that you're a fucking ignoramus who doesn't have a fucking clue isn't pointing out the truth, isn't victimizing you. It's just pointing out how your ignorance is victimizing you and everyone around you. People in town will tell me that the sheriff is involved with the drug operation, that there are a lot of people who are involved in the drug operation. They'll admit that, but there's nothing they want done about it. They don't want to do anything about it. This is a bitch fest, but these people are so fucking ignorant and so focused on themselves and what they want and what they believe, never read a fucking book in their goddamn lives, let alone anytime lately. But they know it all because they get their information from osmosis, from the wind. They're brilliant. They know everything. You only need to look at what's happening with this hurricane situation and the dumb ass opinions that are going on about these hurricanes to realize mankind is lost and deserves what it gets.